finding a nice tall seat, sitting with a lovely tall back. And we're just going to start by dropping the chin towards the chest. So dropping the chin towards the chest and then taking it up to center and then just slightly tipping it back, not too far, more just extending the chin up here and then back down, dropping it down, back through center, and then a slight lift of the chin. Beautiful. Now I'm going to drop it down, sort of wipe your chin towards the left shoulder or right shoulder, and then like you're drawing a big rainbow with your nose all the way up and around, and then back to center. And then second side, drop the chin, round, nice big circle of that head all the way up and around, and center. Lovely, guys. Take a few circles into your wrist just to prepare for our any 4-point work. And then taking the arms out nice and wide, taking a really deep breath. And as you exhale, just tipping over to one side, just feeling a lovely side bend here. And then inhale to come back up. And second side. Good. Starting to introduce that Pilates breathing. So another deep breath in and exhaling. And this time take a nice curvature of the back all the way around to the middle and coming back up. Deep breath in. Exhale, second side. Nice reach over and really draw that body around. And then sitting nice and tall. Lovely, guys. Okay, let's come down onto our supine, onto our back body. We're going to warm up a little bit of the hips and prepare for some ab work. So just coming down onto your back and take your feet right to the edge of your mat and take a really gentle mobilizing little windscreen wiper here. Just being really mindful of the kneecaps, not to sort of jar the knees, but instead just enjoying this nice little float of the knees from side to side. Good. And then take your ankles and knees together, very gently just drop your knees to one side, taking a twist here. So we want to look in the opposite direction of the knees, really drawing that shoulder down. Taking one more very deep breath. And then nice and smooth, just send those knees over to the other side. Same thing, just let them fold down here. Looking to the other direction. And then back through center. Lovely. Okay, we're going to start with just a little bit of abdominal work and then move into some leg work here today. So taking the hands to the back of the head, this is purely just to engage our core. So taking a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. We don't want to completely tuck the pelvis, but a tiny tuck to just engage those lower abdominal muscles as we sort of draw the belly button down, slightly tuck. As you exhale, drawing up, looking beyond the knees, and then inhale, lowering down. Exhale as we lift, and inhale to lower. Good, so gentle, easy crunches to start. Really want you to think about as you draw the body up, your muscles are engaging to pull everything else down. So we want to keep that isolation of the position. So we're not using our neck to move the body, but instead everything is active and happening from that mid zone. Good, just taking a couple more. And down. Beautiful, guys. Now we're going to come up and we're going to add a little reach of the arms. Bring them back and exhale down. Good, so coming up. Deep breath in and lower. Good, so adding that just little bit of an extra reach. And down. Couple more like this. Reach. In and down. And up. Reach. In and down. Let's just take one more like that. Nice, guys. Good. Okay. Abs are switched on. We're going to come back to some ab work after we've warmed up now the legs. So take your right knee in towards your chest and just take that knee from side to side, just finding a little bit of movement in that hip joint. And then also taking some really gentle circles. I want to take those circles sort of both directions, just finding pliability in the top of the hip there. Round. Lovely, guys. All right, take that leg now up towards the sky. We're going to take the nice stretch in the back of the leg if that's available. Otherwise, keeping it a little bit bent is also okay. Other arm, we're going to take it out to a T position with the palm facing up here today because we want to work on keeping our shoulders really open, yeah? Opposite arm to leg, we're going to lengthen and lower down. Deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we come across with that little oblique engagement back to center. We lower down with control. So we're really finding length in that leg. We squeeze across and back to center. Good. Deep breaths. Exhaling to lower. Inhale. Coming up. Really using that abdominal. I was about to say abdominal wall. Using those abs to really pull you up here. Squeezing it up. Back to center. And ease it down. We're going to take one more here. And center. Nice. Now your other arm is going to come up now. We're going to drop that leg just so it's down on sort of a diagonal line, in line with your other knee, and drawing some tiny little circles. Really miniature movement here. And I want you to think of slightly rotating that leg. So your heel is sort of turning up towards the ceiling. And then reverse. Around the other direction. Good. Just a couple more. Nice. Now hold it steady there. Take a flexion through your foot. You're going to drop the leg to the bottom of the mat and then just coming back up towards that knee. So full rotation in that hip, and we're just hovering it off the floor here. I want you to think about the inner thigh working for that lift. Good. Just two more. And last one. Good. Point that foot, lift it slowly all the way up, and then just give it a squeeze in towards your body. Well done. Have a little rock there, just giving it a little bit of sort of pressure into that hip. Bit of a squeeze. Nice. And then place that leg down, and we're going to take that on the other side. So take now the other knee in and just start with that little rock from side to side. Again, just focusing on warming up that hip, and then adding those gentle little circles, both directions, finding that hip pliability there. Good. And then taking that leg up towards the ceiling. Remember, we want to try and have a stretched leg, but if it's too much for the hamstring, you take a little bit of a bend. And then opposite hand to leg, other arm is reaching out to that T position with that palm facing up today. So we lower arm and leg away from each other, reaching long. And then exhale, we come across. Good. We want to keep that nice precise movement. Not moving too fast here, but instead really moving with a strong intention. So we know exactly where our body's going here with precise movement with the breath. And exhaling. Good. Let's just take two more of these, really feeling that length as you lower. Think about that extension. And up. Nice. Now we're going to hold it up here. We're going to take both hands up, lower that leg just halfway down, and taking those little circles. So again, working on that rotation in the hip. Try to keep everything else really still. We want to always visualize you have like a little cup of tea resting on your belly here, and we want to keep it really sturdy. And then reversing those circles. Remember, we want to keep them out on that diagonal. Good. Now we take a strong flex. We're going to lower it down towards the floor, just off the floor, and then halfway to lift. Lowering down, and then halfway to lift. All the way down. Keep nice control in that ab area. Keep pulling down here and up. Good. Just two more. One more. Nice. And take that leg all the way up. Beautiful, guys. And just give it a squeeze. Well done. Just take a moment there. Just let that hip relax. Great. Okay, let's move on to, we're going to do a supine twist, but we're going to do a one-sided supine twist today. So we're going to start with our right side. So taking your arms up to prepare, you're going to take your Right arm out towards the floor. As we've talked about today, we want to keep that palm facing up. Right leg off the mat and exhale, left leg off the mat, and then bring your knees together. We're going to drop the knees to the right side as the left arm opens to the left, and then we squeeze to come up. So we're staying on that side, we're taking a little bit more control into our core here by using that arm as well. So a little bit more work on the obliques, keeping both shoulders are still flat here. So we're going to use that shoulder joint as a hinge to not move that flat sensation across the front of the body. Good, let's take a couple more. Exhaling as you come up. Nice, good. Okay, let's take that on the other side. So other arm out, dropping the knees to the other side, keeping that control in the shoulder and lifting up. Also watch, you want to keep your 90-degree angle. So sometimes as we get going with a supine twist, we start to extend the legs, try to keep that 90-degree angle because we're really using our lower part of the body here, using our legs as a weight. Good, just 2 more. Keeping that control. Last one here. Beautiful, guys. Bring the feet down, have a little windscreen wiper of those knees from side to side and just take a breath there. Lovely work. Great. All right, let's take the back of the knees now, back of the thighs. Take a few rolls up and down your spine, just being really mindful of the neck. And on the next one, we're going to come all the way up. We're going to come over onto our hands and knees now. So coming over to our 4-point posture. Have a little wiggle here, just releasing the back body and just take a moment to get nice and comfortable there. Maybe take a few cats and cows just to release your back. And we're going to take a little shoulder opener before we get going. So knees apart, shoulders directly over your wrists to begin. And then just wiggle your left hand a little bit more to the center as you take your right hand up towards your shoulder, opening that shoulder, reaching up, bending through your left elbow and just guide that arm under, looking underneath, and then lifting back up, just finding that mobility in the trunk here and the activation in that one arm, and up, and just one more time. Great. Reaching that arm all the way forward to really open through that shoulder, and we're going to take that on the other side. So left hand towards the shoulder, reaching up, and then just take that little pathway under and back up. Little pathway under. And just one more time. Nice. Sending that arm all the way up and over. Beautiful, guys. Finding now that strong 4-point posture. Now shoulders are nice and open. Bring your knees to touch. Guide your right leg back behind you and just taking that right leg up there. So as we did earlier, we're going to take those tiny little circles. So I want you to keep bracing the upper body. Keep pressing into those hands. Little circles one direction. And then reversing those circles around the other direction. Nice. Good. Hold it nice and steady. Now you're going to curl into a C curve today. As you bring that knee in towards your nose, really curl it in and exhale straight back out in line with that hip. Curling it in, really using those abdominals and sending it out nice and stretched there. Beautiful. Keep that curl, that work in the abs, working the spine, and lift. One more time. And up. Nice. Take your hands a little bit wider. We're going to do 3 chest push-ups with that leg up here. So deep breath in as you lower down and exhale, pushing up. So just 2 more. Deep breath in, lower, and exhale. And 1 more. Exhale. Beautiful, guys. Untuck that toe. Come down onto your elbows. And last little exercise here, we're going to take a little window with that knee. So we're down on the elbows. We're going to come out to the side and down. Exhaling and down. Just a couple more, really working at that hip mobility, working sustainability in the upper body. Good, just 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. Take the knees nice and wide, push back, have a nice stretch into your child's pose there. Just taking a breath. Whilst you're in your child's pose as well, you might want to just sort of roll out your wrists. Just take a little stretch there. And then coming up out of that child's pose, and we're going to do all of that on the second side. So again, prepare the hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees together, drawing those abdominals up, and we're just going to guide that other leg back now, our left leg back, and just finding those little circles. So pulling those abs up, really pressing down into the hands. And then reverse. Again, just keep focusing on that breath, on that breathing. Nice. Good. One more breath, and then we're going to come into those curls. So you're going to curl the belly up, draw that knee in towards you, and send it directly out behind you. Squeezing it in, directly back. Good. Inhaling. Nice. And exhaling. Good. Couple more of these. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And back. Nice work. Lovely. Now hold it there. Tuck your underneath toe. We have those 3 chest push-ups. So arms a little bit wider. We inhale to lower, and exhale, we push up. Deep breath in as we lower, and exhale. Beautiful, guys. One more, and up. Amazing. Untuck that toe, come down onto the elbows, bring that knee down, and we take that little window opener and lower. Exhaling and lower. Good. Keeping that core strong. Press down through the elbows so you're really secure through the upper body. For 2. Last one. Beautiful, guys. We're going to push back straight into a plank now. So shoulders directly over the wrists. Tuck your toes. Slide one leg back. Slide the other leg back. Now, we're not here very long today, so just finding that engagement. Pressing down through the hands. Belly button towards the spine. One more deep breath. And drop the knees. Push back. Have a little child's pose. Good job. Have a roll out of your wrists there as well. And then just rolling over to one side of your mat. We're going to do a very quick side lying here today. So we're going to take just a little bit of inner thigh engagement. So top leg behind you, underneath leg. We're working the underneath leg, and we're just taking some little pulses into that inner thigh. So we want to think here about the heel pushing up and the toes rotating down. So keeping that really strong awareness there. Great one for the inner thighs. We can put this in most classes if we have time, just to switch those muscles on. Couple more breaths. Good. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now point your foot. We're going to hold level 1, hold level 2. So really think about here, lifting there, hold level 3, taking that arm up if you want to find a little bit of extra balance. And ease it down. Lovely, guys. Just sit yourself up there. Take a moment to take a little quick stretcher for that side. Nice. And then swinging those legs around. We're going to go straight to the second side with those inner thigh little lifts there. So top leg behind you, underneath leg there. You can also have the top leg forward if that feels better for you. Try the behind, just it gives you a little bit more openness in the pelvis when we get to those holds there. So again, keep focusing on the heel, rotating up. And always remember, you can take a light lying down posture here for these particular ones on the side. Good, just a couple more, just warming up that muscle. Good, let's take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely, take that top arm up, point that foot. We're gonna lift and hold 1, lift and hold 2, 1 more, hold and squeeze, and lower down. Lovely, guys. Just assist yourself up there. Take that quick side stretch. Just really open that side body. Beautiful. All right, we have just enough time to do a little bit of bridge work. Great for our spine, great for our glutes, sort of full body really. Coming back down onto your supine. And just start, actually, before we move into this today, give those knees another squeeze. Have a little rock after that leg sort of section. And then placing your feet firmly down into the floor. And let's move into some bridge work. So we want to make sure feet are in distance of our hands. We're going to take the arms up today for a little bit of added sort of extension. So keep them down if you feel you need a bit more support, yeah? So pelvic floor tilts to start. Tucking your pelvis. Think of drawing your hips towards your ribs, imprinting that lower back and narrowing down your mid zone. And then sort of push that position away as you take through neutral to a little arch of the spine. And then we tuck, because everything in a roll up to a bridge, we want to initiate from that lower abdominal engagement and push away. Nice. Now firmly press your feet down, really ground yourself there as you start to peel that spine off the mat. 1 vertebra at a time. Think of lifting up through the hips as high as you can, lifting to the balls of the feet, and then take that pathway back down, nice and smooth, through the spine. Good, dropping the bottom, dropping the heels. Tuck that pelvis, repeat that roll up, nice and smooth. All the way up, lifting at the top, really pushing up there, lifting the heels. Think about those hips really going a tiny bit higher, and then roll it down. Really great little massage for the back body, all the way down, dropping those heels, tucking the pelvis. Take your time to roll back up, smooth, smooth, smooth. Nice, pushing up at the top, lifting those heels, easing it back down. Great, guys. Next one, we're going to hold up there for a little pulse out, just to find those glutes. So rolling up, staying there, pushing a little bit higher, lifting those heels, and tiny little pulses. So squeezing that tush. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, really good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up here, push a little bit higher, and then take your roll down through that spine. Beautiful, guys. Amazing work. Take a quick windscreen wipe out from left to right. Lovely. The class goes so fast on a Monday. Well done, everyone. We're going to take a super quick stretch. If you have more time for stretching, always take it, but we'll do what we can in the time we have. So quick little half happy baby on one leg. Great one to just get into that hip. You might want to stretch it out if that feels available, or keep it bent there. Nice. And then taking that leg just up for a very gentle hamstring stretch. Just easing into those hamstrings. Remember, we want to keep our bottom on the floor, so not lifting up there. And then squeeze that leg in, and other side. So taking your half happy baby with your second leg. Think about just that sort of mobilization in the hip here after sort of a lot of hip work as well. Maybe taking that stretch out. Deep breaths. And then very gently just navigating into quick hamstring stretch. Giving it now a really tight squeeze. Lovely. And then just take again, like we did earlier, just a couple of rolls just to really relax that back all the way up to your seated position. Nice. And then taking yourself back into your crossed leg posture. Just taking a couple of circles with that head as we did in our warm up today, just to really release the neck. Both directions. Good. And then just taking a little stretch for the spine. So fingertips in, interlock your fingers, push the spine back, lifting up, moving through a little bit of an arch, and then back in, pushing back, so curling into the back, moving through your midline, a little bit of an arch, and one more time, deep breath, and up, a little bit of a wiggle. Beautiful. And then take one arm across the opposite knee, just taking a quick twist there. And then back through center, other side, just taking a little twist. And back through center. Lovely, guys. Let's finish with our 3 deep breaths, really ground our energy before we finish the class and move into our day. So lovely inhale as you draw the arms up. Nice exhale. Deep breath in, feel really grounded on this exhale. And one more time, very deep breath. And exhale. Well done, guys. And you're done. Thank you so much.